This is the Dallas Morning News.
Eat, Drink, DFW from the Dallas Morning News is made possible by Central Market.
Hello, and welcome to Eat, Drink, DFW, the podcast from the Dallas Morning News food team. Each week, we take a look at food and drink trends in North Texas, talk about restaurants in Dallas-Fort Worth, learn some new recipes, and sometimes even get tips from you, our listeners. I'm Julie Fisk, podcast producer for the Dallas Morning News, and this week we have news about the latest restaurant openings, but also have to say a heartbreaking goodbye to a landmark spot. We'll also discuss the World Cup travelers in North Texas and how they're blowing up our social media. That's all coming up right after this.
Central Market is really into food, like fish flown in so fresh it still has jet lag into food. Our sourdough starter has been around since grunge was a thing into food. We're talking more prime cuts than a greatest hits album into food. Central Market is really into food. If you are too, then we're the HQ for you. Whether you're a make every recipe in the cookbook foodie or a my favorite recipe is reheat type who just digs the delectable, no place makes every day more delicious like Central Market. Really into food. Shop now at centralmarket.com.
For the latest food and restaurant news in Dallas-Fort Worth, visit dallasnews.com/food. We'd also love to hear from you, so email us at eatdrink@dallasnews.com with any thoughts or suggestions. Today, I'm joined by food writers Sarah Blaskovich, Zakaria Washington, and Imelda Garcia.
We have to start by paying homage to a restaurant that lasted nearly 30 years in Dallas. So Sevy's Grill, you guys, closes June 27th on Preston Road in Dallas near Northwest Highway because the landlord wanted to more than double the rent.
Wow.
I know. According to restaurant owner Jim Severson, this increase in rent was never possible. And so I appreciate this about him. Rather than try to make this massive leap work, he planned way in advance to close the restaurant. So Sevy has spent the last 6 months saying goodbye to Sevy's regulars. And finally this weekend, we see the day where he and his team will serve beef tenderloin and snapper for the last time.
Oh, Sarah, for those that haven't been in Sevy's, what about this restaurant is noteworthy?
Great question. I heard from a lot of Dallas Morning News readers who felt something for the closure of this restaurant. The first thing about Sevy's is the simple amount of time it was open. 30 years is almost impossibly long for any Dallas restaurateur starting a business. The second thing is that Sevy's was steady. So we live in a world where we chase the shiny new thing, and I do that too. But Sevy's hasn't been shiny or new for several decades, and that was a good thing for the people who had been there regularly. Sevy himself was often in the dining room. He wrote those monthly emails explaining the upcoming wine dinners or cocktail specials. And as he told me a few weeks before the restaurant closed, he said, quote, "We are a thriving business. We just don't have the big money behind us."
Seems like he took care of his employees in the final days.
He did, and I've never seen this before. So Sevy started a GoFundMe with a goal of raising, wait for it, $100,000 for his 50 employees.
Wow.
I don't know that I've ever seen that kind of ambition.
No.
Last I checked, it has $65,000 in it right now. So it's some real money. And in an interview, Sevy told me, he said, quote, "I always wanted to win a lottery so I could give it all away."
I love that.
And, you know, the GoFundMe, of course, is not a lottery. It's donations from real people in this community deciding to help his people. It is worth putting a pin in the fact that Sevy says it is for his employees and not for him. He said, I've had a business for almost 30 years. I'm happy, though he's sad to see it go. And so that money is for his people.
I wonder how many of his employees have been there all 30 years.
You know, I don't know the exact number, Julie, but there are lots that have been there for a very long time. The other, I think, important statistic here is that when he told his people that they would be closing 6 months out, many of them stayed. So that's a really good time to find a new job. Mm-hmm. And the restaurant industry is tough. And so, we should all reflect on if you were in that situation, you might start looking.
Oh, yeah.
Right then. And if you scored something great, you might say, thanks, but I got to go. And he said tons of his people stayed till the bitter end because in part they had a date, right? He said, it's going to be June 27th. We want you here the whole time. And at least in May, Sevy said they had their second best month ever.
Oh, wow.
Like in 29 and a half years. So I think that the staff is making money, and it was smart for him to give such a heads up to Dallas that this dining room was closing because it is so beloved. And I know lots of people who've been more than once, maybe more than they would have in order to pay their last respects.
I think that kind of money talk to us about the love that Dallas people has.
Right? It is really touching that the owner of this restaurant turned to his customers and said, help.
Yeah.
And they did. Like $65,000, you guys. And that number will probably go up before the last day.
Hopefully.
And while we're on closings, Mija Barbecue, a mainstay barbecue spot in Cedar Hill, is closing also on June 27th after about 7 years. I spoke with the owner who attributed the closure to rising costs of beef and food. I've seen other barbecue spots across the state and country closing because of this very same thing. And I wonder if this is the start of a greater trend.
It definitely is a trend, and the Washington Post put up a story in May about this. The headline is, "Some of Texas's oldest barbecue joints close as meat prices skyrocket." And you guys remember, we talked about this as a group in May because our editor said, we saw this national news story. Is this happening locally? And while restaurants in DFW are closing, I didn't see specifically a boom in barbecue places closing. But Zakaria, now you've got one example with Mija Barbecue in Cedar Hill, and we will be looking out for others specifically because of this rising beef cost. I'm really concerned about that. And one of the reasons this hurts my heart personally is because barbecue used to be affordable.
Yep.
It did feel like the kind of thing where you could take your family and, you spend a couple of bucks on some cheap sides. And then, brisket didn't used to be $40 a pound, you guys.
That's what he said. He said they're seeing a downturn in just the customers walking through the front door. And he would ask some of the regulars who weren't coming in as much why. The only thing they would point to is the fact that they really cannot afford to eat out as much as they used to. So you're seeing it on both sides. It's not just the owners and the entrepreneurs, but it's also the consumers or the customers.
You can see the changes in the cost of beef, even in the supermarket. I mean, everyone is looking at that.
The other thing that's hard about when barbecue prices go up is that the experience inside of a barbecue restaurant is inherently casual, almost across the board. And so when you think about the money that you might spend, call it $100 for a family of 4, maybe more, at a barbecue joint. Well, that $100 spent at a sit-down restaurant, where there's draperies and chandeliers and all, it's like a different experience. So it's like, what do you get for your money? It doesn't feel like apples to apples, which isn't fair because a barbecue restaurant was never supposed to be compared to a finer dining restaurant or a sit-down restaurant. But the family with $100 or less to spend is choosing A or B.
Why are costs going up?
The thing that I can think of is inflation. Everything is going up.
That's totally right, Zakaria. And also, I check in a couple of times a year with an economist at Texas A&M University who studies cattle herd. And the sheer number of cows is at its lowest in a long time right now, I think because of the drought. So you're also just dealing with, there are fewer cows out there. And so the numbers go up because there are fewer of them. The other thing we're looking at is the threat of screwworm.
Yeah.
And this Washington Post story goes into that too. But I haven't quite studied screwworm as much as I should. But across the board, I think it's only going to make beef prices higher because it's going to affect the herd.
If you think about it, it's impossible the beef not to go up because everything is up. I mean, fuel, medicine, labor. So it's like a natural thing. And it's really sad.
We also saw another recent barbecue closure, and it's not because of beef. So a restaurant called Ribby's closed this month, and Ribby's is the sibling to Goldie's. You're catching sort of a name thing here. And Ribby's was focused on ribs. So that's not a beef product, but they said Ribby's closed because the owner is opening, get this, a Texas barbecue joint in New York City. And his lease was up in Fort Worth. Ribby's was in an old Sonic. And you can't take the Sonic out of a new, not Sonic. You knew the second you pulled up this thing used to be a Sonic.
Yeah.
And so I guess there's a new landlord. They want to do something else there. And so this guy was looking for a new lease. We've said a million times on this podcast, it is hard to find the right next spot for a restaurant. Sevy from Sevy's Grill also would love to open another Sevy's, but he just doesn't know where he can afford. So Ribby's, another barbecue joint that it really did not close because of high beef prices, has also closed.
But guys, there are some places that are still opening.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, good news. So, and we have this La Lupita, Taco, and Mezcal. They open in the Design District. And this is a very interesting place because the mother of this restaurant is in Los Cabos. They have 2 restaurants at Cabo. And they are very popular there because they're tacos al pastor. So they opened in the Design District this month. And they have this decor, all these colors, Mexican colors, pink, and they have papel picado and all the Dia de los Muertos theme. And one of the most interesting things is that they sell grasshoppers.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow. So, you have to look the face of Julie right now.
no, you've mentioned this before. What are they called? There's a name for them.
Chapulines in
Yes.
Spanish.
Imelda, Zacharias' jaw is on the floor right now. Tell her all about grasshoppers.
This is a snack. It's originally from Oaxaca. It's a very traditional snack. And over there, they harvest grasshoppers by hand.
Like catch them?
Actual
Grasshoppers, yes. Bugs, right
Look,
here.
oh, she's got a picture.
Yuck.
So this is a very traditional snack to eat with mezcal.
Have you had that, Imelda?
Yes.
Is it good?
I don't like them particularly, but it's interesting.
I'm willing to taste it.
You will not be surprised, Zachariah, to hear that they're very crunchy.
Yeah.
Does that make it worse or
Don't
better?
get worse. Yuck.
I can feel it in my mouth.
And you can feel the little legs.
Well,
on
I
your
was just going to
tongue.
say, imagine it getting stuck in your teeth, a leg. Oh, I would freak out.
You need toothpicks. Is what you need. I love this so much.
I need a minute.
Well, you can eat them in a taco or right there like a snack or in the guacamole. It's a really traditional dish in Oaxaca.
You notice how she didn't say tasty, though.
I know. The fact,
know.
Imelda, the fact that you're a little hesitant makes me hesitant to try it, but I
you
still
have
want
to try them. No, yeah, you have to. I mean, you are a food reporter.
I know.
You have to try
I got to
them.
go out there. Boots on the ground journalism.
So we have to go to these La Lupita tacos.
All right, one more place I want to mention is Walkers. This is a wine bar, sandwich shop, and new American restaurant on Greenville Avenue in East Dallas. A lot of people are buzzing about Walkers, and for great reason. So this restaurant is in the complex where the San Francisco Rose was, for those who remember that phenomenal bar.
Oh, yeah.
On Greenville that is not there anymore. It also is a couple doors down from the original St. Martin's Wine Bistro, which has since moved to Bryan Street. So, this really old building has a lot of cool food history in it. And Walker's is now on the corner. The deal here is that starting at 11 o'clock, you can go in one door and there's like a market. So sandwiches that are grab and go. The owner has bought her favorite jams and jellies and hot sauces and stuff. Like she hand picked them. And like she told me she drove to Austin a couple of days ago to get all the jars that she wanted to set on the shelf. She is a sommelier and she's worked all over the country, including most recently at Carbone in Dallas. So her name is Rosemary Walker and she brings, a lot of wine knowledge to Walker's. She co-owns it with her brother, Russell Walker, who in my interview, one of my favorite things he said was all he's done in his life is complain about his restaurant experiences. And that's because they grew up with a mother who's a Francophile and a fantastic cook. And she would light candles and set the table even if they were eating takeout.
I love that.
And so I think she was just very proper. They're from Oklahoma City. And so they learned a lot about what it meant to host people. And he said, as an adult, when he moved to Dallas a decade ago or so, he's like, where are all the sandwiches here? But where's like the great wine bar? Where's the tiny menu where everything on that menu is a 10 out of 10 and you want to get one of everything? And I should say, Dallas has a bunch of really wonderful restaurants. I think he would agree with that, but they just kind of wanted to be part of that conversation. Mm-hmm. And so she the som, he the complainer with I think great ideas. He's that guy who's like, I know that all restaurants do A, B, and C, but we don't have to do any of them. So he's like, I don't like a host stand because I think it's just a place to clog up the entrance. So we don't have a host stand, like simple little things like this. Walker's to me is the restaurant that East Dallas is talking about right now. It has a big, like a rainbow shaped bar in the middle of it that seats, like 24 people maybe. Mm. They're going to spin vinyl some nights so you can drink good wine that the owner has purchased and listen to cool music. But otherwise, in the evenings on the right side of the restaurant, that's the new American restaurant where they will be playing 90s hip hop.
Ooh.
But serving like a fine dinner of bites that has some French influence.
I'm intrigued.
So there's just like a lot here, right? Within one space, you can grab a sandwich, you can grab, a glass of wine and leave, you can meet a friend, or you can make a reservation for a really nice dinner. I can name very few restaurants that are trying to do all those things. And having been in there now twice, I feel like they're going to make it work.
Yeah, you were posting pictures on Instagram and it looked amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that location. It's close to my house.
I've said for a long time, Greenville Avenue is a phenomenal place to eat. Mm-hmm. Put yourself anywhere on that street and you can find something great.
You can find all of these stories and more at dallasnews.com/food. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we've got to talk about World Cup travelers and the surprising things they found to love about North Texas, specifically our food. That's all coming up next.
Central Market is really into food. Like when we say cheese, it's in 12 languages into food. Butchers, bakers, and sushi roll makers into food. We're talking so obsessive about quality you can shop blindfolded into food. Central Market is really into food. If you are too, then let us turn your shopping list into a treasure map. Get inspired, get adventurous, or just get a chef-made dinner when you've got more taste buds than time. No place makes every meal more amazing like Central Market. Really into food. Shop now at centralmarket.com.
Coming up, we've got to talk about the World Cup and how much fun it's been watching visitors get excited about Texas and our food. But first, a quick reminder that you can always reach out to the Dallas Morning News food team at eatdrink@dallasnews.com. And if you haven't yet, please leave our podcast a good review, 5 stars wherever you can. Tell your friends about us too, especially if they like food, which I feel like most people, we're all eating food,
yes,
right?
everybody.
So I want to start with an article that Zakaria wrote recently about World Cup visitors and how much they're enjoying our food here in North Texas.
So everyone's on social media talking about how their favorite piece of content right now is World Cup visitors obsessing over American foods. The videos are everywhere, y'all, and they are so funny and adorable. So in my story, I did a roundup of all of these different food experiences that tourists are losing their minds over, and y'all won't believe some of the places that made the list. And so in our minds, these are probably some of the most basic places, but the tourists, y'all, they love them. A few are In-N-Out Burger.
I get it.
Portillo's. Raising Cane.
Yep.
I get it.
Chili's.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Texas barbecue, of course.
Yes.
And y'all get this ranch dressing, like the condiment. They're just like, we got to get ranch in our country. I'm like, y'all don't have ranch. It's the best. And Buc-ee's is also on the list, which is not surprising. And get this, Walmart. They are like,
Oh, wow.
I love Walmart, but we see them on every corner.
Yeah, and Walmart, though, is like killing it with clothes right now.
Oh,
I don't know if
yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
that.
I bought a flower pot there the other day that looked like Jonathan Adler, but was like $10. It was awesome.
Yeah. My favorite part is Buc-ee's.
Yes.
They love the 120 pumps, the 1,000 flavors of fudge, the nuggets, everything. They love the place. They are obsessed. And I think they are so enthusiastic about it that has made me appreciate that oasis,
know.
you know?
When I was watching a lot of the Buc-ee's content, Imelda, I kept thinking, like, do we all remember the first time we went to Buc-ee's? It's a bananas place.
Yeah.
And one of the weirder parts of it for me was the big bronze statue outside of the Beaver. I mean, it's so large.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this? Like, I feel like most brands make sense. That one still, I'm like, but why?
Yeah.
It's absurd. It's absurd. And when you walk in and there's literally Buc-ee's merch everywhere.
Yeah.
Y'all, I was in Ireland recently, 5 minutes into the airport, and there was a dude in a Buc-ee's t-shirt.
Wow.
Seriously.
Do you think he was American?
I feel like he probably
Yeah.
was.
Okay, here's the trouble. No to that. No, don't do that. But if it was an Irish guy or an anybody else guy wearing a Buc-ee's t-shirt, that's the funniest thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
But we saw this coming because Imelda, you told us months ago you had family in from Mexico, and one of the first things they wanted to do, go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, and before the World Cup started, I talked with some Spanish journalists, and they were asking, like, where do we have to go? And I was like, well, you can go to the stockyards, it's very traditional. You have to go to Buc-ee's. And they're like, Buc-ee's, what is that? And you have to go, please go. So a week later, they text me like, this is amazing. This is the best place ever. And I'm like, I told you.
No, like you need a cart
Yes.
at Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, I love it because it's so weird.
Yeah.
And when somebody shows you your own place on social media, you're like, man, that is so weird.
It is
It
weird.
truly is an experience.
And I want to revisit this ranch situation because I've
Yeah.
never understood why everybody started hating on ranch. And I feel like people outside of our country have made fun of the fact that we love ranch dressing so much, But y'all remember Cane Rosso? They had the $1,000 bottle of ranch dressing. Oh, yeah. And it was like a joke for a long time, which I like dipping my pizza bones in ranch. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible human. But thank you.
No, it's good.
So I never understood where that kind of anger came from. But whatever happened to the $1,000 bottle of ranch dressing?
Well, remember, it was encased on the wall. It was
Yes.
like in a shadow box, like an
altar.
like a trophy. And then, like a decade ago, Cane Rosso did a fundraiser for the Humane Society of Southeast Texas, and somebody paid $1,000 for it. So
Wow.
we do need to tell our World Cup tourists that if they're finding Hidden Valley at Walmart for a great price, that it could cost a lot more.
And another thing they've been loving, which is something we really take for granted, are the freebies we get, like the rolls we get before our steaks or the chips and salsa.
And the free drink refills. Can't forget that.
Yes, that's free.
Oh, that's a great point. I totally take that for granted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw a tweet where a guy's like 5 drinks in. He was like, they keep refilling my drink. I can't not drink this.
Even the size of the water glass. You know, like obviously you're going to get ice in your cup, and depending where you are, they're going to fill it with ice, and then they're going to keep filling that with free water.
Yep.
I mean, that blows some people's minds.
Yeah, and we get mad when that doesn't happen. Where's my free water? You know?
I know. That's so true. Okay. Are we all in love with Freddy, the German guy?
Yes, I love him.
I don't think I've seen Freddy.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, no one's seen Freddy because he puts a like sticker over his face at all the famous places he's going.
Oh,
so
that's smart.
We don't know who he is, or at least I don't know. If you're listening and you know who he is, tell me. But he and some friends from Germany came to the U.S. for what feels like 17 years. Because they've done everything here. All right. So first, or early on in the trip, they started at Walmart, and that went extremely well. Every day, Freddy would just post on X where he was. And it was so easy to fall in love with him because it was so earnest. And you got to see your country through his eyes. And he really seemed to like love the weirdness. So he went to Bass Pro Shop in Alabama. You can imagine how he liked that. He went to Raising Cane's in Louisiana. And then like JJ Watt, like the famous athlete, got him a big hotel in Houston. And it was like filled with all this stuff. He's been to all these, because he's of course been to World Cup games, but he also went like to an Astros game when he was in Houston. And one of my favorite weird facts, and I call this out because I think my husband yelled it across the house. It was so exciting. He got invited to go to NASA, like the facility in Houston. And he, guys, called the International Space Station. What? Yeah. Talked to astronauts.
Wow.
Like
He's living my dream
he's
life.
Katy Perry.
Yeah, he's having
yeah.
the time of his life.
Here's the whole thing about it for me. I think it's darling, and I love watching him watch us. And then the cynic in me is like, is this the longest con ever?
Ooh.
Okay, I don't know. I hope not. I hope it's just a great guy and his buddies who like tripped into all these amazing things. You know, the Ella Langley concert and the free boots and all this stuff. But what if the hotel chain was in on it, and the boot company, and the music booking conglomerate?
Yeah.
And Buc-ee's and Walmart. I mean, like, you hope not, but also it was such an incredible trip that we have hung on every moment. What if NASA was in on it?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm like,
NASA.
I don't care how great your hype man is. He's not going to get you a conversation with the space station. Like, that's crazy.
So, yes. And, we've never seen his face. So, I don't know. Who is he?
Oh, I think you're right.
I hope I'm wrong. But because it's so much fun. But it would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, it is so hard to tell what advertising is anymore because marketers have to get so creative. I'm saying it. Sarah Blaskovich called this, okay?
Don't come for me because people hate. I feel like people are going to hate this idea.
No, well, it's not your fault.
Thank you.
It's like doubting of Santa Claus.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
This is
The only thing I want more from Freddy is I do need him to come to Dallas, and I need him to eat at a bunch of high-profile places so that we can write about it. And then I need to put the disclaimer at the bottom of the story that we have no idea who Freddy is or his last name, and if he's fake, it's not my fault.
You could have walked past Freddy and you wouldn't know it.
So you need him to prove it to you.
Yes. Now, if he's here in DFW, which I don't think he is, where do we need him to go? Like, I think I need him to eat at Nick and Sam's. And I think at the table, let's make a table. So he needs to be sitting with Dallas's most famous people. and eating the biggest steak you've ever seen in your life, right? So Jerry Jones is going to be there, and we're going to get Luca back for a second because he loves Nick and Sam's.
For a hot minute, yeah.
He'll be there. Obviously, Dirk's going to sit down. He loves Nick and Sam's. And
Taylor Sheridan.
ooh, he'll drive all the way over from Fort Worth or wherever he is.
Yes.
Dang, I want to be at that table.
Let's toss in Kelly Clarkson because she's adorable.
Ooh.
She's great.
Yeah.
So people who are listening to this podcast like 2 months from now, when we know the reality of this, and Freddy has come out as some sort of celebrity and now he has his own TV show and we all realize that we were punked. Sarah Blaskovich called it, right?
Maybe. I just know that we also need Post Malone at the table.
Oh,
Good idea.
And if there's one extra seat, me.
because it was your idea. You planned this.
Could I sit there, please? I'll figure out how to pick up the tab.
Freddie can pick it up.
Freddie is secretly like a billionaire.
How is he affording this huge trip?
Everybody keeps giving him free stuff. Truly, that's what it is he keeps showing up places and someone like JJ Watt is like, how about a hotel room? It's just bonkers. And it's better, too, that he's like, well, America. The rest of us are like, nothing like that has ever happened to anyone I know.
Yeah.
But welcome, Freddie.
And that's all the time we have for today. But we've got a bit of news, guys. Eat Drink DFW will be taking off the month of July just to enjoy a little bit of summer. We need time off. We will return the first week of August, though. In the meantime, please reach out to us with any thoughts or suggestions for future episodes at eatdrink@dallasnews.com. Special thanks to Dallas Morning News Assistant Managing Editor Christopher Wynn, who totally thinks that Freddie is a real person who is not being paid by a marketing company. For the news, I'm Julie Fisk. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next month.
Next month.
Eat, Drink, DFW from the Dallas Morning News is made possible by Central Market.